Hello and welcome to this bulletin. You are watching News 9 Live, our top story at this hour. To the latest on the recent surge in terror incidents in Jammu and Kashmir. Army Chief General Manoj Pandey is in Rajouri, Poonch to discuss the recent and ongoing counter-terrorist operations. He shall review the security situation with sector commanders. Security forces are continuing with their hunt for terrorists in the region. A team of officials from the National Investigation Agency are also conducting operations. A search operation for the terrorist has been going on since 21st of December after a terror attack on 2 army trucks claimed the lives of 4 army personnel and injured 3 others. Meanwhile, a search operation continues in Baramulla as well, where retired senior superintendent of police Mohammad Shafi Mir was shot dead while he was offering prayers at a local mosque. Moving on to Tamil Nadu. The Tamil Nadu Police have registered a case against 15 ED officials for allegedly preventing Directorate of Vigilance and Anti-Corruption or DVAC officers from discharging their duties during the investigation in the Ankit Tiwari case. Earlier, DVAC had caught Ankit Tiwari, enforcement officer of ED, red-handed by allegedly receiving a bribe of 20 lakh rupees. After the arrest of Tiwari, DVAC officers carried out searches at the official premises of Tiwari in the Madurai Zonal Office of ED. The DVAC officer in his complaint to Tamil Nadu Police has alleged that 15 ED officers, including an AD rank officer, stopped them from carrying out searches at Tiwari's office premises, thereby preventing them from discharging their duties and interfering in investigation. Ankit Tiwari, a member of the 2016 batch of officers, has a background of prior service in the states of Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh and was caught red-handed while accepting a bribe of 20 lakhs from a doctor in Tamil Nadu's Dindigul district in December this year. Ankit Tiwari was produced before a judicial magistrate in Dindigul and sent to 15 days of judicial custody. And we are staying on in Tamil Nadu as of now in a controversial turn of events. A 2019 speech delivered by DMK MP Maran has resurfaced, sparking outrage over remarks about people from Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Dayanidhi Maran had suggested that those from these states end up in menial jobs in Tamil Nadu. The BJP and the ruling RJD in Bihar, part of the India Alliance, alongside DMK, condemned Maran's comments, considering them inappropriate for a leader advocating social justice. Now, the controversy centers around a 24-second video clip of Maran's 2019 speech, which went viral on social media. During the speech, Maran, commemorating DMK patriarch Muthuvel Karunanidhi, discussed the party's anti-Hindi imposition stance and emphasized the importance of learning English along with Tamil. BJP criticized leaders of the opposition alliance for consistently making disparaging remarks about northern states.
कुछ लोग टॉयलेट साफ करने का काम करते, कुछ गंदगी फैलाने का काम करते। तो दयानिधि मारन जैसे लोग गंदगी फैलाने का काम करते। देश को तय करना है कि गंदगी फैलाने वाले लोग चाहिए या गंदगी साफ करने वाले।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत के लिए माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के मार्गदर्शन में काम करती है। और जब इस प्रकार की जो भाषा बोलते हैं मैं उसकी निंदा करता हूं, लेकिन इसका जवाब श्री राहुल गांधी जी को देना चाहिए, श्री अखिलेश यादव जी को देना चाहिए, और जो ऐसी पार्टियों से अपने रिश्ते रखते हैं और उत्तर भारत में राजनीतिक सफलता की आस भी रखते हैं, इसका जवाब उनको देना चाहिए। हमारे लिए उत्तर हो, दक्षिण हो, पूरब हो, पश्चिम हो, सारा भारत एक है, सारे भारतवासी एक हैं और देश की प्रगति में सबके सहयोग की अपेक्षा रहती है। और इस प्रकार के जहरीले बयानों के लिए अब देश में कोई आसान नहीं है। इस प्रकार के बयानों से किसी को कोई राजनीतिक लाभ नहीं मिलने वाला है। इसीलिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी दिन दूना रात चौगुना बढ़ रही है और जो बहुत इस प्रकार की क्षुद्र मानसिकता की राजनीति करते हैं और उनका एकदम पतन हो रहा है, उनका जनता स्वयं सफाया कर रही है। और आने वाले समय में हिंदुस्तान के हर राज्य में कमल का फूल दिखेगा।
देखिए, नीतीश कुमार और लालू यादव को चुप्पी तोड़नी चाहिए और इंडी गठबंधन से डीएमके को बाहर निकाल करना चाहिए। ये कोई पहली बार बयान नहीं दिया है। ठीक है आपने कि सनातन धर्म को जिस तरह से गालियाँ दी गई और बिहार के लोगों को, हिंदी भाषियों को लगातार गालियाँ दी जा रही है। देखिए, जो तेलंगाना का चुनाव हुआ, उस तेलंगाना के चुनाव के बाद ये उत्तर दक्षिण का विवाद पैदा करना चाहते हैं। इनको लगता है कर्नाटक में चुनाव जीत गए, केरल में उनकी सरकार है।
The resurfaced speech has reignited debates on language, politics and accusations of playing the divide and rule card, with BJP suggesting that the India bloc parties are once again attempting to exploit regional differences for sheer political gains.
देखो, ये सारे लोग चुनाव आते ही इन सब लोगों पर भूत सवार होता है। ये लोग देश को तोड़ने वाले बयान देते हैं, देश तोड़क बयान। हमारे लिए चाहे वो अंग्रेजी हो या हिंदी बोलने वाले, हम लोगों ने सबको महत्व दिया है और हिंदी हमारी राष्ट्रभाषा है, हिंदी हमारी जननी है। आज मुझे खुशी है कि इसी प्रयागराज के इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट, प्रयागराज के हाई कोर्ट के एक जस्टिस थे जिन्होंने आज से 2500 साल पहले, 30 साल पहले उन्होंने सारे जजमेंट हिंदी में दिए थे। ये कौन सी बात है? हिंदी तो हमारी राष्ट्रभाषा है। हम सभी भाषाओं का सम्मान करते हैं। हमारे लिए तमिल, हमारे लिए तेलुगु, सब प्रकार के भाषा को सीखना चाहिए, बोलना चाहिए, जो भारत में बोली जाती है हर लोग सीखें। और हिंदी राष्ट्रभाषा के रूप में, हमारा राज्य भाषा के रूप में जो हिंदी राजभाषा है, इसका सम्मान करें। और ये कह करके कि अंग्रेजी बोलने वाले और हिंदी बोलने वाले झाड़ू लगाते हैं और अंग्रेजी बोलने आईटी जाते हैं, ये विकृत मानसिकता का परिचायक है। अंग्रेजी चले गए, अंग्रेजी का गुलामी जो है आज भी इन अंग्रेजों का मानसिकता इनके माथे पर छाया हुआ है।
In the latest about Covid-19, there were 656 new cases reported in a day, bringing the total active cases to 3,742 as per the Union Health Ministry's report on Sunday. Additionally, one new death was reported in Kerala. The World Health Organization, that is WHO, is urging Southeast Asian country, including India, to set up surveillance and protective measures due to the emergence of the JN.1 new subvariant. Dr. Poonam Khetarpal Singh, WHO's regional director, emphasizes the need for strengthened surveillance, sequencing and data sharing. Despite the low current risk of JN.1, precautions are crucial, especially during the holiday season. Vaccination also remains crucial, with approved vaccines protecting against severe outcomes, including JN.1. Dr. N.K. Arora from INSACOG highlighted that no extra vaccine dose is currently needed for protection against JN.1. The surge in cases led to increased testing, with Thane, Odisha and Maharashtra reporting instances of the JN.1 subvariant. Health experts reassured that despite its high transmissibility, JN.1 is not causing severe infections or hospitalizations. The authorities in Mizoram urged adherence to COVID-19 norms during the festive season, and Union Minister Shripad Naik reassured citizens and the tourism industry, saying there's no need to panic, citing the nation's successful past efforts in combating the virus. Maharashtra is preparing with ventilators and oxygen cylinders in light of 50 new cases, 9 caused by JN.1. Kerala reported 128 new cases, and Mizoram urges COVID-appropriate behavior during the festive season. Bihar has directed increased RT-PCR testing, particularly at airports. Now, Delhi NCR continues to grapple with severe air pollution marked by an air quality index or AQI exceeding 400 as reported by the Central Pollution Control Board or CPCB. Despite the enforcement of GRAP 3 regulations last Friday, the air quality in Delhi remains hazardous. The overall AQI level in Delhi at 6 a.m. today was measured at 401, indicating a critical category. The persistently poor air quality has led to health issues for residents, including burning eyes, respiratory discomfort and throat irritation. Urgent measures are required as the air pollution has triggered the third consecutive day of the AQI exceeding 400. The situation is prompting authorities to implement restrictions, including a ban on certain types of vehicles and construction activities to curb pollution levels. Following are the latest measures. Non-essential construction work is now prohibited in the Delhi NCR region. Under the GRAP, the Commission has also restricted the use of BS3 petrol and BS4 diesel four-wheelers in Delhi and surrounding areas. Governments are instructed to enforce these restrictions. The Central Commission attributes the decline in air quality to unfavorable meteorological conditions, including fog and haze, accompanied by low wind speed. The Sports Ministry, after suspending the Wrestling Federation of India, that is WFI, has urged the Indian Olympic Association, that is IOA, to form an ad hoc committee for governance. The letter from the Under Secretary to the Government of India emphasized the need for corrective measures. Before the elections were held, the WFI was run by an ad hoc body formed by the IOA under former President Brij Bhushan stepped aside. The suspension followed the WFI's hasty announcement of organizing U15 and U20 nationals. In an official release, the Sports Ministry said that the announcement for the national competitions was hasty and that due process was not followed. The ministry detailed that the announcement by Sanjay Singh was against the rules, as a minimum of 15-day notice was needed for the wrestlers to prepare. Following Sanjay Singh's election as WFI president, Sakshi Malik resigned from wrestling in protest, while Bajrang Punia returned his Padma Shri award in solidarity.
उसमें जो कारण दिया गया, एक तो दिया गया है कि 60 टर्म में आपने अंडर 15 और अंडर 20 नेशनल का घोषणा किया। दूसरा रीजन दिया गया है कि ऑफिस आप उसी पुरानी जगह से चला रहे हैं। तीसरा दिया गया कि नंदिनी नगर में आपने क्यों दिया, और चौथा दिया गया कि ये डिसीजन, उस डिसीजन में लोचब नहीं मौजूद थे। ये 4 डिसीजन दिया गया है, मतलब 4 कारण दिया गया है। उसका रीजन ये था कि 25 यूनिट इलेक्शन में जुटी वहां इकट्ठा हुई थी। उसके बाद हम लोगों ने एक मीटिंग लिया वहीं पे, इलेक्शन के बाद फिर वही मीटिंग को एडजर्न करके इलेक्शन के बाद सारे लोगों की एक मीटिंग हुई, जिसमें यह निर्णय लिया गया कि यह इसी कैलेंडर ईयर में करा दिया जाए, जिससे कि बच्चों का साल न बर्बाद होने पाए। समय कम था, उसके लिए सारे लोगों ने समर्थता जाहिर किया। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नंदिनी गोंडा में था जहां की 2 नेशनल एक साथ कराया जा सके, इसलिए वहां पे नेशनल सबकी सहमति से अलॉट किया गया, सारी स्टेट फेडरेशन की अनुमति सहमति दिया, तब जाकर के वहां अलॉट किया गया।
फेडरेशन का नेक्स्ट मूव क्या होगा इस फैसले के खिलाफ? क्या
नेक्स्ट मूव है, अभी हम लोग जाकर के सरकार से बात करेंगे, मोदी जी से बात करेंगे, खेल मंत्री से बात करेंगे, क्योंकि बच्चों का भविष्य खराब हो रहा है।
नई फेडरेशन जो हुई है उसी दिन उनकी विदाई कर दी थी 21 तारीख को ही, और आज उन्होंने अपना बता भी दिया कि हमने कुश्ती से संन्यास ले लिया है। साक्षी मलिक ने भी कुश्ती से संन्यास ले लिया है। तो दोनों जो जिसके ऊपर आरोप लगा था, जिसने आरोप लगाया था, दोनों लोग संन्यास ले लिए। तो अब दोनों लोग शांति से नई फेडरेशन को चलने दें, बच्चों का भविष्य अच्छा होने दें, जिससे कुश्ती जो रुकी हुई है, कुश्ती की एक्टिविटी आगे बढ़े। बार बार कुछ नेशनल होना होता है तब तक एक्टिविटी रोक दी जाती है। रह गए उनके नहीं रिश्तेदार की बात जो उन्होंने कहा है, वो क्षत्रिय समाज से आते हैं, मैं भूमिहार समाज से आता हूं, तो मैं उनका रिश्तेदार कहां से हो जाऊंगा? करीबी का जो आरोप लग रहा है, मैं भी उसी फेडरेशन में ज्वाइंट सेक्रेटरी था और वो प्रेसिडेंट थे। तो एक प्रेसिडेंट और ज्वाइंट सेक्रेटरी के बीच में रिश्ता रहता है कि नहीं रहता है? दोस्ती का रिश्ता होता है, बातचीत का रिश्ता होता है। ये तो रिश्ता था उनसे। अब अच्छा हुआ कि बुरा हुआ, अब जो बच्चे इस साल सर्टिफिकेट नहीं पाएंगे, जाके उन जूनियर बच्चों का आप इंटरव्यू ले लीजिए, उनसे पूछ लीजिए कि अच्छा हुआ है या बुरा हुआ है। ये वो बताएंगे कि अच्छा हुआ है कि बुरा हुआ है। चलती हुई कुश्ती को रोक देना, निर्धारित कुश्ती को रोक देना, कुश्ती में राजनीति ना आए ना, खेल को खेल की तरह रखा जाए। खेल मंत्रालय ने भी कुछ कंफ्यूजन में डिसीजन ले लिया है। बच्चों का भविष्य तो इस साल का तो खत्म हो गया। अंडर 15 और अंडर 20 के बच्चों का तो इस साल का सर्टिफिकेट गया, इस कैलेंडर ईयर का। अब इसके लिए यही चीज जाके हम उनसे बात करें कि आगे कुश्ती सुचारू रूप से चल सके, जिससे कि बच्चों का भविष्य अच्छा हो। अगर मंत्रालय हमारी बात को नहीं सुनेगा तो लीगल ओपिनियन भी लिया जाएगा। सेकंड ऑप्शन लीगल ओपिनियन का है।
Strategists in the BJP anticipate the opposition leveraging the WFI issue in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. The controversy involves sexual harassment allegations against Brijbhushan Sharan Singh, who was both WFI president and BJP MP from Kaisarganj. BJP fears the negative impact on India's image in international sports and potential political exploitation by the opposition in the upcoming elections.
इस धारा पर सभी अभिभूत हैं। हम सबके बीच नंदनी परिवार की तरफ से
ब्रेक
इस धारा पर सभी अभिभूत
तो सिर्फ हम
सबके बीच नंदनी परिवार की तरफ से
It's time for a break in this bulletin, but I'm coming right back, so don't go away.
Bangalore traffic is an example of something that has gone wrong with our system.
We have more than 50 flyovers in Bangalore city. If flyover is a solution to traffic problem, Bangalore should not have traffic problem.
According to TomTom Traffic Index 2022, Bangalore is ranked as the second worst city in the world when it comes to traffic.
The speed limit at the ORR is 80 kilometers per hour, but our vehicle has only moved 10 kilometers per hour.
What Bangalore needs is a surgery, but what we have been offered repeatedly are band-aids.
Only on the world's first news OTT. News 9 Plus, ahead of the curve.
Welcome back. In some international news, a plane with 303 passengers and mostly Indians is now set to depart for India after being detained by French authorities at a nearby airport over suspected human trafficking. The Nicaragua-bound flight originating from Dubai faced grounding at Vatry Airport, 150 kilometers from Paris, over trafficking concerns. French authorities permitted the A340 aircraft operated by Romanian company Legend Airlines to resume its journey. Expected to depart around 10 a.m. local time, the plane likely is headed towards Mumbai, India, the passengers' home country. Around 200-250 passengers, excluding those in police custody or seeking asylum, are anticipated to leave as per estimates. Nearly 50 passengers reportedly filed for asylum. Despite the allegations, the airline lawyer denied involvement in trafficking, affirming cooperation with investigators and potential claims for damages due to reputational harm. The flight, including 11 unaccompanied minors, faced extended detention for 2 passengers. Investigations revealed that a partner company responsible for verifying passenger documents transmitted passport information to the airline prior to the flight. While suspicions suggested the passengers planned to reach Central America to potentially enter the US or perhaps Canada illegally, an anonymous tip-off alerted authorities of possible human trafficking involvement. Human trafficking carries severe penalties in France, with a potential sentence of up to 20 years. And in some other news, External Affairs Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar is scheduled to visit Russia from the 25th of December to 29th as part of the ongoing high-level exchanges between two nations. During the visit, he shall hold discussions with Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Industry and Trade Denis Manturov to address economic engagement matters. Additionally, Jaishankar shall also meet with his Russian counterpart, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, to discuss bilateral, multilateral and international issues. The visit shall also emphasize the strong people-to-people and cultural ties between India and Russia, with engagements planned in Moscow and St. Petersburg. It underscores the stability and resilience of the Indo-Russian partnership, characterized by the special and privileged strategic partnership. Several aspects of bilateral relations focusing on trade, energy, defense and connectivity are expected to be addressed as the annual India-Russia Leaders Summit is deferred this year. Back home, Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge has openly contested the comments made by Vice President and Chairperson of the Upper House, Jagdeep Dhankar. In a letter to the Vice President about their Christmas meeting, Kharge said the mass suspension of MPs during Parliament's winter session was not a spontaneous reaction, but a premeditated move by the government. Mallikarjun Kharge further stressed that the government has weaponized the suspension of MPs to undermine democracy and sabotage parliamentary practices. While acknowledging Dhankar's invitation, Kharge mentioned his absence from Delhi and proposed a meeting upon his return to the national capital. He conveyed his willingness to meet at the earliest convenience upon his arrival. Additionally, Mallikarjun Kharge echoed Dhankar's proposal to address post-winter session issues. He emphasized that the key is remaining faithful to the Constitution, Parliament and democratic principles. Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar has lashed out at Mallikarjun Kharge and Sharad Pawar, saying that there is no leader who can come close to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He emphasized that there is no one who can provide the kind of leadership that PM Modi does. Reacting to the reports of Mallikarjun Kharge being portrayed as the PM by the India Alliance, Junior Pawar said, and I quote, "Compare both Kharge and Modi. Whom will the Indian citizens vote for?" Close quote. He added that India's name is now recognized globally thanks to the PM's continuous efforts. In the vibrant city of Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh, preparations for the grand inauguration of the Ram Temple are now on in full swing. Dedicated workers are meticulously cleaning marbles as well as stones, ensuring the construction material reflects the sanctity and grandeur of the upcoming temple. Simultaneously, Ayodhya is hosting an awe-inspiring exhibition showcasing crafted idols of gods, all made from clay. This event not only celebrates the rich tradition of artistic craftsmanship but also adds a spiritual dimension to the entire atmosphere, resonating with the impending inauguration of the Ram temple. The city is adorned with creativity as skilled artists paint mesmerizing depictions of gods on its walls. These intricate paintings serve as a visual tribute to the divine, creating a captivating ambience that echoes the cultural and religious significance of Ayodhya just before the historic moment of the Ram temple inauguration. Christmas merriment has engulfed India with great fervour, and citizens from different states are celebrating the festival in their own unique ways and styles. Let's take a look at how India is celebrating the festival. Despite the cold wave and rising air pollution, Delhi saw several mass prayers across the capital. Moving on to Maharashtra, several parts of the state, including Mumbai and Pune, were adorned with Christmas decorations, with mass prayers being offered, celebrations and parades being held at the churches there. Mass prayers were also held across churches in Tamil Nadu's various districts and cities, including Chennai, Tenkasi, Karur, Madurai, Tiruvannamalai, Nagapattinam, among many others. The churches were decked up with bright lights and Christmas decor as churchgoers thronged in large numbers to attend Christmas prayers. So far as Puducherry is concerned, Christmas was celebrated with several churches and temples decorated with fish lamps. Former Chief Minister of Puducherry, Narayanaswamy, participated in the worship and gave Christmas greetings to everyone to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. Christmas celebrations were on in full swing in Madhya Pradesh's Ujjain, Chhatarpur, Jabalpur, amongst many other parts as well. Several parts of Gujarat, Kerala, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Bengaluru, Goa, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh and Rajasthan also celebrated the day commemorating Jesus Christ with parades, mass prayers and stunning decor enthralling those in attendance.
आप लोगों के साथ रहे, आप जहां भी जाएं, प्रभु का प्रेजेंस.
India, Odisha too celebrated Christmas with plenty of fervour, but it was Sudarshan Pattanaik's sand artwork that really took the cake. Sand artist Sudarshan Pattanaik revealed an extraordinary sand sculpture at Odisha's Puri beach, which showcased a reclining Santa Claus and incorporated surprising 2,000 kilos of onions. Inspired by climate change concerns, Pattanaik proudly declared it as the world's largest and likely the only onion and sand sculpture of Father Christmas, with dimensions of 100 feet in length, 20 feet in height and 40 feet in width. Time for a break, but I'm coming right back with lots more. Stay with us.
Since the last 2 years, Khalistani terror groups are threatening Indian diplomats in Canada, US, UK and Australia. Investigations of these threats led us to the first ever abduction and killing of an Indian diplomat, Ravindra Matre, in UK's Birmingham in 1984. Our months-long investigation finally led us to the murderer of Ravindra Matre, who has been hiding in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir for the last 40 years. Watch our exclusive documentary, Murder of an Indian Diplomat, where we reveal the man who killed Ravindra Matre.
Stop searching, start streaming. Download the world's first news OTT, News 9 Plus, ahead of the curve.
Currently, the industry is facing a lot of challenges as far as demand is concerned. Basically, the US markets has slowed down because of high inflation.
So obviously, diamonds being a dream product, something which doesn't have a utility value or is seen as a luxury. So that obviously goes off your shopping list. That's the first item that will go off your shopping list, especially in recessionary trends.
That lab-grown diamonds are not mined, and they do away with the entire mining. So they save up on all the environmental damage that is associated with mining, and of course, the mining cost, which is why they're even more affordable.
People that is impacted by all these recessions are the artisans, are the people who work in this industry, right? But I think lab-grown diamond has allowed them to actually use their skills in the same product.
This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News 9 Plus. Download now.
It was my 14th birthday.
On birthday, daughter waits
for missing father.
He was carrying a cake for his daughter.
49-year-old Birmingham-based
Indian diplomat vanishes.
He was grabbed and bundled into a car by 4 assailants.
KLA claims responsibility, demands Kashmiri separatists.
Makbul Bhatt's release.
गोली मारो और फेंक दो.
And within 3 days, they shot him dead.
Abducted diplomat.
Found murdered in Leicestershire.
I said, who ordered to kill him? To me, he said, yes, I ordered it.
And he never came home.
Stop searching, start streaming. Download the world's first news OTT, News 9 Plus, ahead of the curve.
The following content may contain visuals that are disturbing, graphic, or sensitive in nature. Viewer discretion is advised. This material is intended for mature audiences and may not be suitable for all viewers. Please exercise caution while watching, and if you find such content distressing, we recommend discontinuing viewing. This disclaimer is provided to ensure awareness and to prioritize viewer well-being.
It's been 80 days since Hamas's first attack on Israel. Since then, nearly 20,100 Gazans have lost their lives in the conflict between Israel and Hamas. Let's get you the latest updates from the war zone right now on your screen. At least 68 killed in central Gaza in airstrikes, according to Gaza health officials. 166 people have died in Gaza in the last 24 hours, according to the Health Ministry of Gaza. Hearts are in Bethlehem amid ongoing war, according to Pope Francis. Israeli forces are intensifying operations inside Gaza, according to Benjamin Netanyahu. 15 Israeli soldiers have been killed in Gaza since Friday, according to IDF. Around 20,400 Palestinians have been killed in the war so far. Bombings and fighting was reported in northern Gaza as Gaza health authorities and the Israeli military both announced mounting death tolls.
Dense smoke rose over Gaza on Sunday. Israel says it has achieved almost complete operational control over the northern part of the densely populated enclave. But residents and Palestinian media have reported bombings in parts of Jabalia and continued fighting. And meanwhile, the death toll continues to rise. A Gaza Health Ministry spokesperson said on Sunday that 166 Palestinians had been killed in the past 24 hours alone. More than 20,000 Palestinians have died in the past 11 weeks of fighting. Tens of thousands have been wounded, with many bodies believed to be trapped under the rubble. Israel has long urged residents to leave northern parts of Gaza, but its forces have also been bombarding targets in the center and the south. Palestinian medics in Rafah, on Gaza's border with Egypt, said an Israeli airstrike on a house had killed 2 people. In the southern city of Khan Yunis, the Palestinian Red Crescent reported an attack on one of its main bases. The Israeli military has expressed regret for civilian deaths, but blames Hamas for operating in densely populated areas or using civilians as human shields, an allegation the group denies. Israel's military also said 9 of its soldiers had been killed in the past day. That brings combat losses to 155 and marked one of the highest daily death tolls for Israeli forces in the ground assault so far.
אנחנו נמשיך להילחם עד לניצחון המוחלט על החמאס.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the war was exacting, quote, a very heavy cost from us, but that, quote, we have no choice but to continue fighting. Speaking at his weekly cabinet meeting, Netanyahu also dismissed reports that the U.S. had convinced Israel not to expand its military campaign. The Wall Street Journal reported on Saturday that U.S. President Joe Biden had persuaded Netanyahu not to attack the militant Hezbollah group in neighboring Lebanon out of concerns it might launch an attack on Israel.
ישראל היא מדינה ריבונית.
But Netanyahu said that Israel is, quote, a sovereign state and that its decisions in the war are not, quote, dictated by external pressures.
הן לא מוכתבות על ידי לחצים חיצוניים.
According to Gaza health officials, at least 70 people have been killed in an Israeli strike in central of Gaza. The strike reportedly occurred in the Magari, a refugee camp east of Deir el-Balah. The 70 fatalities include at least 12 women and 7 children. The ongoing conflict has devastated parts of Gaza, resulting in the death of approximately 20,400 Palestinians and displacing almost all of the territory's 2.3 million people. The war exacts a very heavy price from us, but we have no choice but to continue fighting, said Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. During a weekly cabinet meeting, Prime Minister Netanyahu addressed false publications claiming that the U.S. has prevented and is preventing Israel from conducting operational in the region. Netanyahu dismissed these claims, stating that Israel is a sovereign state and its decisions in the war are based on operational considerations. Take a look.
Last night I spoke again with President Biden. I appreciate the US's firm stand in the Security Council, a stand that supports our war effort. I told President Biden yesterday that we will fight until a complete victory, however long it takes. The United States understands that. I have seen false publications claiming that the US prevented and is preventing us from operational operations in the region. This is not true. Israel is a sovereign state. Our decisions in the war are based on our operational considerations, and I will not elaborate on that. They are not dictated by external pressures.
Footage claiming to show an operation to dismantle Hamas's northern underground headquarters in Gaza. The video displayed a section of the tunnel lined with white tiles. Similarly designed bathroom featuring a basic shower, toilet and sink, as well as a workroom with a corner table and bench. One tunnel also revealed a drinking water dispenser and a pile of bullets. According to the IDF, 5 Israeli hostages previously killed in Hamas captivity were recovered from an underground tunnel network in the northern Gaza Strip. Even as the Red Sea crisis worsens, exporters face challenges in ensuring smooth goods transportation. Recent weeks have seen intensified Houthi militant attacks in Yemen, ostensibly in support of Hamas and Israel's Gaza's offensive. This has disrupted a key trade route connecting Europe and North America with Asia through the Suez Canal, posing a significant threat to global trade flows.
As the crisis in the Red Sea deepens, exporters are wondering how to get their goods to market. Iran-backed Houthi militants in Yemen have stepped up attacks on vessels in the area in recent weeks. That's to show support for Hamas during Israel's military offensive in Gaza. The attacks have disrupted a key trade route linking Europe and North America with Asia via the Suez Canal. It accounts for about 10% of global GDP. Now major shippers including Maersk are sending their vessels around South Africa instead, a safer but much longer route. That has exporters scrambling for alternative air, land or ocean options. One German freight firm said customers were looking at so-called intermodal routes. For example, ship part of the way, then plane for the final leg. But air cargo capacity is limited and it costs many times more than shipping by sea. Analysts at S&P Global say that leaves major retailers like Walmart and IKEA looking vulnerable to disruption. The crisis doesn't look set to ease anytime soon. On Wednesday, the leader of Yemen's Houthis warned that they would attack any US warships that attempted to intervene.
We will not stand idly by if the Americans attempted to escalate further and commit foolishness by targeting our country or waging war against it. Any American targeting of our country will be targeted by us. And we will make American warships, interests, and navigation a target for our missiles, drones, and military operations.
Washington has promised to establish an international naval task force to protect merchant vessels. But shipping firms say they are in the dark over when or how the force will operate. Meanwhile, they've started hiking fees for cargoes passing through the Red Sea area. United Nations trade expert Jan Hoffman says it all spells trouble for consumers, albeit not immediately.
So if you have systematically higher shipping costs for manufactured goods, the consumer goods that you and I buy in the shop, it takes many months to really translate into higher prices. But it will come.
The extent of the impact will depend on how long the disruption lasts. One US-based shipping firm told Reuters it was advising clients to prepare for at least 90 days of trouble.
Growing threat prompts shipping companies to evade Red Sea routes. Hapag-Lloyd, a major German container line, announces plans to reroute 25 ships by the year end due to escalating attacks by Houthi militants. Hong Kong's OOCL is also making a similar move. Here's a report.
More shipping companies are set to avoid the Red Sea following attacks on merchant vessels by Houthi militants. German container line Hapag-Lloyd is among the latest to say it will steer clear. 25 of its ships will be rerouted before the end of the year. Hong Kong's OOCL is making a similar move. Ships will have to take longer routes to avoid the hotspot, and that could roil supply chains worldwide. The Suez Canal route accounts for about 12% of global trade. Costs will jump too, with the price of shipping a container from China to the Mediterranean up 44% just this month. Experts say anything that is moved by sea, from toys to food and clothing, could be at risk. Concern over disruption to supplies is driving commodity prices higher too. Metals prices rose Friday, as did benchmark oil prices. Crude jumped around 1%, though traders say the impact on supplies should actually be limited. Relatively little oil is shipped through the Red Sea. Much now depends on the International Naval Task Force being set up by Washington. The Pentagon says over 20 countries have signed up to take part, though some did not want to be named. Vessels from the US, British and French navies have already shot down Houthi drones in the area. On Thursday, UK Foreign Minister David Cameron met his Egyptian counterpart to discuss the crisis.
It's absolutely essential that those maritime corridors, that the free movement of ships, of goods, of manufacturers, of oil, of world trade, that they keep going.
The crisis grew out of the war between Israel and Palestinian militant group Hamas, which runs Gaza. Yemen's Houthis have threatened to target all ships heading to Israel in response.
Initial results from the Democratic Republic of Congo's presidential elections are emerging with accusations of rigging. Incumbent President Felix Tshisekedi is leading based on votes from Congolese living overseas. Main challenges include Moise Katumbi, Martin Fayulu, and Nobel Prize winner Dr. Denis Mukwege. Results from the 44 million voters within the country released starting Saturday. Logistics challenges, including late start times and delays in delivering materials, impacted polling stations. The Electoral Commission extended voting to accommodate all eligible voters. The election's aftermath has prompted 13 embassies, including Germany and France, to release a joint statement urging restraint. Foreign election observers from the Carter Center call for increased transparency as the vote counting process continues. Moving on, a peaceful protest in the Serbian capital spiraled into clashes with riot police. Thousands gathered in opposition to the ruling Serbian Progressive Party, expressing discontent following the party's landslide victory in recent parliamentary elections. Eyewitnesses reported police using pepper spray as tensions escalated outside Belgrade City Hall, where protesters attempted to breach the premises housing the local election commission. Some demonstrators scaled the building, shattering windows in a show of defiance. The SNS secured 46.72% of the votes in the snap polls, as confirmed by prelim results from the State Election Commission. The situation remains tense as both protesters and authorities navigate this turbulent aftermath. EU Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell has expressed deep concerns over the upcoming June elections for the European Parliament. Borrell fears that voters may be influenced by conflicts such as those in Russia, Ukraine and Israel-Gaza, leading them to support right-wing populist parties. Stressing the election's critical nature, Borrell urges an informed electorate, expressing particular concerns about the conflict's impact on the EU's future, emphasized the need for a swift change in Ukraine and doubts Russian President Vladimir Putin's willingness to halt actions. Borrell highlighted the election's significance, paralleling them with the US's presidential race. It's Christmas, but Bethlehem streets, usually bustling, now echo with church bells, but the city in the Israeli-occupied West Bank remains clearly deserted. Typically a focal point of the Christian narrative, Bethlehem is believed to be the birthplace of Jesus.
This Christmas comes to Bethlehem in a different shape. Nowadays, Bethlehem, as any other Palestinian city, in mourning. We feel sad. So, in Bethlehem Municipal Council, we decided to cancel all festivities and celebration in Christmas season. So, we put this event in order to send a very clear message to the international community that Bethlehem rejects this aggression against our people in Gaza Strip. We are witnessing a genocide and ethnic cleansing in Gaza Strip.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine has led to tragedy and immense suffering, altering lives indefinitely. The conflict has also reshaped Christmas in the country, with at least one Ukrainian couple believing the change has brought about positive outcomes.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine brought tragedy and suffering, forever changing lives. It's also changed Christmas in the country, and at least one Ukrainian couple says the change is for the better. Lesia Shestakova was baking pastries for the festival earlier this week. She's a Catholic who has traditionally celebrated Christmas on December 25th. But her husband, Alexander, is an Orthodox Christian who has marked the festival on January 7th. This year, in an effort to distance the country from Russia and its Orthodox tradition, Ukraine passed a law making December 25th the official Christmas holiday. That means for the first time, Lesia and Alexander will share a single Christmas together.
Нарешті в Україні з'явився день.
Lesia Shestakova told Reuters, quote, "There is finally a day in Ukraine which my husband and I can spend together in the cathedral and thank God that we are together, alive and in good health. Our families will celebrate together too." On Sunday, they jointly attended the Catholic Cathedral of St. Alexander in Kyiv. Since Moscow's February 2022 attack, many Ukrainians have rejected the Russian language and culture, among other historical ties to Kyiv's former ruler. Ukrainian authorities have also stepped up a campaign to rename streets and settlements, as well as remove statues and monuments tied to the Tsarist and Soviet past.
Росія, вона сама нищить свою спадщину в Україні.
Alexander told Reuters, quote, "Russia, by its own actions, is destroying its heritage in Ukraine. Our young country is being reborn by going through this agony caused by Russia. And now, on December 25th, the country's rebirth will start with new holidays."
In a southern Italian church, a nativity scene with two mothers alongside baby Jesus has stirred a controversy. Priest Vitaliano della Sala's aim was to embrace diverse families in his parish, sparking outrage among staunch Catholics as well as politicians. Nativity scenes, which are common in Italy, now entangle in culture wars amid the nation's secular and multicultural shifts. In northwest China's Xinjiang Autonomous Region, the synergy of cultural tourism and rural revitalization has transformed the area. Beyond its renowned natural beauty, snow-capped mountains, glaciers, grasslands, forests, and alpine lakes, Xinjiang offers a unique blend of ancient Seri charm and also local folklore. Notably, Hemu village in Alte Prefecture has drawn nearly 40,000 visitors since December, captivating both local residents as well as tourists with spectacular scenes. A variety of ice and snow activities, including skiing, horse-drawn sleigh riding, and sightseeing, have heated up the enthusiasm for tourists. On the night of 23rd of September, Santa Claus embarked on his annual journey from the Arctic Circle to bring Christmas cheer and joy to children worldwide. In the chilly surroundings outside Santa's residence in Rovaniemi, Finland, families gathered to enjoy Christmas songs and also say their farewells to Santa. Prior to boarding his sleigh, Santa delivered a heartfelt message urging everybody to prioritize children's well-being and embrace peace after what he referred to as a stormy year.
The most important, of course, is the well-being of the children. So that would be the goal for all of us.
Christmas magic in the air.
So I think you have... At the moment, there are too many children around the world who live in poor or even dangerous conditions. We should make all possible things to make them feel safe. This has been a stormy year again. And another wish for me is that people could live in peace around the world. So it's time to go, I think.
Okay!
Yes.
So what was Christmas Eve like on Florida's Cocoa Beach? Surfing Santa's hit the waves in its 15th year. Surfing Santa Day saw hundreds of surfers, a few elves, and enthusiastic onlookers gathering for the beloved annual event dressed in vibrant Christmas beach attire. Participants brought the holiday cheer to the waves. What started as a casual family beach day has evolved into a cherished tradition, blending Florida's sunshine with festive Christmas cheer. The event unites locals and visitors, offering a unique celebration that embodies the spirit of the season. That's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you for watching.
The scale of the attack was something that we were